Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a happy day. Today I wanted to respond to one of these comments, which was a really good comment because I think it'll spur a very interesting discussion in the comment section, which I look forward to. One of my favorites wrote this comment. Why do you think Meghan Markle gave up the Your Royal Highness title? I understand her narcissism, greed, selfishness, self-centeredness, jealousy, etc. I just can't believe she would give up such a prestigious position in the world. We're talking royalty. Is she that dumb or just can't get out of her own way? Just curious of your thoughts. Maybe make a topic of one of your videos. I just did. Just a thought. Take what you need and leave the rest. What an excellent comment. Thank you so very much. So, I think that there could be two different main things that had happened with that. One of which is that Harry and Meghan, this kind of was something they didn't expect. That either Meghan had no idea that that was going to be part of the deal, and as some people have reported, she planned on being at the summit, and since that was put a stop to and she was sent away or uninvited from the summit, whichever way you want to believe, she had no idea that that would be part of it. It just wasn't on her radar at the time. And potentially she and Harry had already taken it so far behind the scenes and made their announcement and stuff before anybody had a chance to have any meetings that there was no opportunity to sort of do a 180 and take it back or choose a different path. I have long said that I think that even if she knew or not, even if Harry knew or not, that that would be part of the deal, that at least Meghan, but probably Harry and Meghan, sort of overestimated their own importance to the monarchy and the royal family and the public. I think they both thought they would be asked back immediately, or there would be people, in the streets with signs like, "Where's Meghan and Harry? We miss them." Wow. And obviously none of that happened, in part because they had done so much damage already through their press and their navel gazing in South Africa, stuff of that nature had already started to turn people off to the couple. But again, I just think they thought they would be asked back, that they would be sorely missed, that there would be such a huge hole left. I think that's really where they were coming from when they first did all of this, that they made these bold moves thinking that, well, we'll show them how much we're missed, how much we're wanted, how much we're needed, and they won't be able to keep going without us. Speaking like the monarchy wouldn't be able to survive without them. And they really didn't think that this would turn out this way in the long run. A lot of people think that this was her plan all along to leave, and obviously reliable sources have reported that, so I think that there is some merit to that idea. I also think that once the summit was underway, or perhaps in preparation for the summit, that there could have been a couple of things happening. It could be that Harry really dug in his heels in defiance. He was arguing with his family members, he was getting into a defensive sort of a mode, I'm sure. And he could have just really leaned in and doubled down on, we don't care about the royal stuff, royal highness status, or living on the properties or special treatment or any of that. We just want to go live our lives and do our thing. And that he was really leaning into that maybe a little too hard, whether or not Meghan knew that that's the route he was going to take or not. I strongly suspect that once Meghan found out, if she didn't already know that that was on the table, which I really don't see her knowing that that was on the table, Her Royal Highness status being part of this deal. Once she found out that that was being taken away, I'm sure she probably got pretty upset about it. And, if Harry was the one who agreed to the things at the summit, then he probably would have been in some trouble with her over it, that they probably would have argued about it. That's my personal opinion, is that that is something that she maybe she wasn't necessarily involved in the decision on that or the discussion on that because she wasn't at the summit. And of course, I also think that Harry probably overplayed his hand going into that he probably really did genuinely think he would be able to work something good out for her and him, that he would be able to get the half in, half out, or convince his granny in some way, shape, or form. I think he really did think that this would work out better than it did for him in terms of the deal. And I think that some of the stuff did still take him by surprise, but perhaps he didn't read the fine print of anything that they agreed to, or he didn't pay close enough attention to some of the stuff that they were talking about. Perhaps he didn't know for example, if some of the security and things of that nature was attached to being a working royal, attached to having HRH status, then perhaps that was just something that he was unaware of and took him by surprise, even though they told him, because he just wasn't paying attention to the details. Who knows? Either way, I do think in terms of Meghan, she really didn't know that this was going to be part of it and didn't expect it. And I think in terms of the both of them, as I've said many, many times, they thought they would be asked back immediately, begged to come back and have some negotiating power at that point because they were needed. Just my personal opinion. Also, as we know, I've made a video about it a long time ago, like it's super ancient now. They had this 5-year plan that included the year of reconciliation, and they really didn't expect Queen Elizabeth to pass away before they had the chance to do that. I think that they definitely thought and were kind of banking on being able to, after they put out their stuff and made their buck, come back to the UK and work things out with the Queen and apologize to her in private, perhaps. If they had to, they probably thought that was the best case scenario, but they perhaps thought that all of this would be so upsetting to her that she would ask them back and that she would try to make amends with them. Who knows? They thought that they were going to have more time with Queen Elizabeth on the throne and here with us, and they thought that they were going to be able to do all of these shenanigans for years and then take a year to sort of make amends and get back in the royal family in a position again where they thought they would have more bargaining chips, more negotiating power. What do you guys think? Do you think that she knew she would lose HRH status? Do you think she and Harry were aware of that and the implications of it? Leave it in the comments. I can't wait to read about it. I will see you in the next video. I hope that you have a really happy day today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!